In this video, we're going to use a switch node to process our data or data sets separately. And what a switch node does is it acts a little bit like an if-then statement. And what it does is it says, if the data is like this or as this category, then I want to do this kind of action. If it's not that kind and it's a different kind of category or data set, then take this action. And you can have as many of these if-thens as you like. The goal of this is to process your data according to some aspect of the data, and it splits it out so that you can process it in separate streams. So here we have an existing workflow. It's really simple. It has an array of values that it passes along. It splits out to process one at a time. It loops over each of the items one at a time and executes or performs some kind of function. Now, if we have a look at the data, it's a really simple array of 1 to 9 values. So at the moment, if we execute this, it's just going to loop through them, and this code node will add the number 10 to the original value and we'll process it and submit it on. So if we run this now and we execute, we should go through 9 times, and in each iteration it's added a 10. So the number that was passed in was 9 and the value that is now passing on is 19. So what we're going to do is change it in our switch node so that we only process numbers that are above 3. And so we select the switch node and we put it into the loop and we use it to precede the code node that's going to process it. We want to pass the value that's coming in from the loop node previously. So we put it in here and we want to look at the value that's being passed in. And it's a number. In this example, it's the number 9. And we want to say that if it is a number that is greater than 3, then we're going to use the processing node next. And if it's not greater than 3, then we're going to just let it be and we're not going to process it. So we're going to say if it's a number that is less than or equal to the number 3, then we're going to do something different. And so in this switch, you will see there's now 2 exits to this node. There's either it is above or it's not. We're going to put it up here and connect it to our code node, and then the other one we're just going to loop back. And so if the numbers, so the first rule that we created was if the number is greater than 3, it's going to pass through our code node. Our code node is going to process it. It's going to add the number 10 to it. And if it's not greater than 3, then it's going to let the number go through as it originally was. So let's now execute this. It should loop through 9 times and either process in the code node or not. Let's see what happens. So it's happened really, really quickly, and we can see that the switch statement has run 6 times. Here's the number 6 items over here, and it's gone through our code node, and each time it's added the number 10. So we can see, we can inspect each run, and in run 1 we received the number 4. The first time that it would run through the code node is when the output from the switch statement is greater than 3. And so the value here is the number 4. So 4 is the first number to run through the code node being greater than 3. It's added 10 to the value, and it's now a number 14 that it passes on next. And each successive run of the code node is the next higher number. So it's added 10 to 5, it's added 10 to 6, and so on. Now the numbers that haven't run through the code node have gone through this loop, and we can inspect the first 3 runs, which is numbers less than 3, and the output is 1, and the output is 2, and the output is 3. So those ones have gone through the separate output result from our switch statement, and so it's gone through this one, this route called output 1, whereas all the numbers greater than 3 have gone through the other branch, which is output 0. And so you're able to segregate your data and send it down different avenues to get processed separately based on some aspect. And the aspect here is the rules that you create, and you can compare all kinds of different ways to do a test of the if statement. So here we're saying if the number is greater than 3, then do this. If the number is less than or equal to 3, then do that. The other options that we have is we can have a look at, and so we can have a look at text strings. We could say, does it match? Does it exist? Does it not exist? Does it contain information? And so we can examine text information to say, does it contain a word like elephant? Or does it not contain elephant? Or does it start with capital P? Does it not start with information? Does it end with so on? So there's a lot that you can do to create your test to segregate your data. There's also number, there's date and time, so calendar, there's Boolean, which is quite simply, is it or is it not? There's array, and so we can ask, does the array contain information or not? Is the length of the array a certain size? And then we can even inspect objects and say, does it exist? Is it empty? And so on. So there's a lot that we can do to test and segregate our data. Hopefully you found this really helpful. Please like and subscribe.